Hey guys, Dezzles here. One of these days I'm going to work out this lighting. Also, I've been reading. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a massive fan of Geek and Sundry, and lately I've been loving what they've been doing with Geek and Sundry vlogs. Enter Kiri Calaghan. Now, Kiri does a section on Geek and Sundry vlogs called Curiosity, where she investigates geek culture. She also has her own vlogs, as well as a series called Wit and Whimsy, where she just does stuff. It's great to watch. Now, after about the third episode of Curiosity and some Wit and Whimsy, I found myself on Kiri's website, and I was stoked to discover that she'd written herself a few books. So, I tweeted at her and asked her where I should start. Should I go with Into the Dust, or should I go with Alys? Now, I was super pumped when she tweeted back at me, and told me that if I wanted some short stories, then Into the Dust, and if I wanted something a bit longer, to read Alys. So, Alys it was. So I swung over to Amazon, picked it up for my Kindle, and gave it a bit of a read. When I go to read a book, I rarely give the blurb a good solid reading, so I'll usually miss something incredibly important about the book. In this particular case, I had no idea when I was reading Alys that it was a darker retelling of Alice in Wonderland. In retrospect, it was real obvious. It took me about halfway through the book before I really realised. So a lot of the events in Alys are really interesting takes on events in Alice in Wonderland. Things like the red roses come into play and the white rabbit that Alice follows, they came up in really interesting different ways. And I love what Kiri has done with Alice in Wonderland. When I'm reading a book, come rain, hail, shine, alien invasion, I'm just going to keep on reading until that's done. So I managed to get through Alice in about a day and a half, and it probably would have been a lot quicker if I, didn't have to work and I'd remembered to charge my Kindle. But yes, it's that good. I found a lot of the concepts behind Terra Mirum, the place that Alice travels to be incredibly fascinating, and Alice's powers as a dreamer in this world are interesting to say the least. More on that after my credits. I'm really looking forward to more of the Terra Mirum Chronicles being released, because I've got to know more about what's happening in this world. There are a lot of questions that I found myself asking throughout the book, and only a handful of them got answered. So I'm really hoping that in the later books, Kiri is going to answer some of them. Once more, my biggest question after the credits. I found Kiri's style of writing to be very enjoyable and relaxing to read, and incredibly effective in its intent. What I mean here is that Alys deals with some incredibly heavy themes. I mean, the prologue's all you really need to do to know what kind of feel a lot of the book has. All the feels. Kiri's writing certainly does a great job of helping the reader relate to what Alys is going through. Even if you've never been through some of the horrible situations that Alys goes through, Kiri does an amazing job of helping you understand and relate with Alys on everything that's happened. And I know certainly some of the heavier themes really hit a chord with me, and that was a bit of a struggle. But if you want to see an interesting alternative to Alice in Wonderland, certainly give Alys a read. I'm going to put links down below, as well as links here and here to Kiri's personal vlogs and her show on Geek and Sundry. Ooh, also, there's a paperback edition of Alys now. I don't know if it existed back when I picked up the Kindle edition, but I think I've got to get it. If you've enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe. I should have a new video out every week, hopefully. Aside from that, I hope everyone's having a great week. Bye guys. So here there be spoilers. So what I really want to know is if, say, Alys was chilling around in Terra Mirum and was like, you know what, I want to grow wings, and she popped out herself a nice big pair of wings. And then she left Terra Mirum and came back to Earth. What would happen with the wings? I'm hoping to find out later on.